So boom, you see this right here. It says single women in the U.S. own more houses than single men, according to a new study. The clear answer that no matter where you see this put, the most guys put is because of divorces. It's because of divorces. When you look at it, that would be a logical assumption to make. Because when it comes to divorces, the women usually file first. Women usually seek guys who are providers and stuff like that, guys that can provide for them and stuff like that. And even if you're a regular guy, the way the court system works, women split your head in half. That's just what it is. And divorces, women split your head in half. That's just what it is. So if you're not in a Kevin Federline situation where the chick makes way more than you, you're usually going to come out on the low end if you're the man. That's just what it is. So with all of that being said, that is a good and, pretty obvious deduction. I haven't looked into the study because I don't really care about the study, just keeping it so real with you. The women, on the other hand, when they came in the comments, if you look at what men said, that's, like I said, that's a good deduction. It's a logical assumption. And even then, some people may have checked the study. But women are not coming back with logical responses. They're not coming back with their own assumptions. They're not coming back with rebuttals that are logical and rational. No, what they're coming back with is emotions, ad hominems, things of that nature. We'll just take this one response that I'm going to read very quickly. It says, so many jealous men in these comments don't realize that the stats have been saying women, especially black women, are graduating from college at higher rates. So they have gotten their degrees and are the number one entrepreneurs in the country. Homes crest generational wealth. So buying them is important for our community. Black women get money, hence why we demand you have your own. Yet here are the men in the comments crying because they are still in their mama's house. Let's break this down very quickly, line by line. So many jealous men in these comments. Let's start there. Why are the men jealous? Where is the jealousy? Because niggas are pointing out a reason why, a logical reason why, women would have more houses, taking them from fucking men. Not being single the whole time, becoming single. And taking the assets when they become single. Pointing out that fact makes men jealous. So that's an ad hominem off rip. She starts with an ad hominem to make it a hostile conversation, which none of the guys said any derogatory terms about the women. Nobody said they were birds, rats, or anything like that. She starts her shit with jealous men. This is what women do. They can't argue with logic. When they hear something they don't like, they get emotional and they resort to the tactics that they typically use to argue, which ad hominems is one of them. We won't even address the shit at the end. We will address it now. Yet men are here in the comments crying because they're still in their mama's house. Ad hominem. That doesn't provide any substance to the argument. That is just an insult. That is a false assumption. So the other thing is that women have been graduating to college at higher rates and so they gotten their degrees and all this shit. So the one thing I'll point out, black women love feeling like unicorns and shit like that. They love to isolate themselves. They love to highlight themselves. They love to put themselves as, the ultimate victims in a lot of other situations. They weaponize the words black women. When they're talking about women, you don't even got to say black women. You could just be talking about women. but they will come and say that you're talking about black women because that stings more as a black man. And then that's a motherfucking battle cry to the fucking white knight black man to come in and protect black women and fucking fight for them and da da da, like, so all of that shit. But in these situations, they like to boast themselves like, black women are doing so excellent and da 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 da. Now, this is the thing that you also have to look at. When it comes to the highest debts in America, the highest debts, one is fucking mortgages. Isn't that ironic? Guess what the second is? Student loan debt. So don't think because these bitches got educations that they are just balling out. No. These bitches are single with a shit ton of debt. They are single with hundreds of thousands in debt. Just think about that for a second. Let it marinate. So when you think about that and it's just like, oh, whatever. The number one entrepreneurs in the country. I don't know about that. I've never seen the women are the number one entrepreneurs in the country. I just haven't. Now you got people like, the fucking, Rihanna doing the shit she does, but when we talk about the people at the top, like the billionaires and like the multimillionaires and stuff like that, fam, you can't tell me that shit is not dominated by men. You can't tell me that the highest ranks of wealth are not dominated by men, because men run the fucking planet. They run the country. They run all the countries. They run the wealth. That's just what it is. So I'm not saying there aren't billionaire women who are entrepreneurs who are getting a piece of the pie. But even if we go to look at just billionaires, even just black billionaires, like, it's not a bunch of female black billionaires. It's Oprah and fucking what's her name? Rihanna, and probably a few other ones, because it's only 13 like black billionaires, bruh. And most of them are fucking men. When you want to put the black on it, you want to put the black on it. But even if we look at most of the billionaires, they're going to be men. Like, so that whole number one, I don't believe that shit for a fucking second. And I'll just say this, man. Why the fuck would you get a degree to be an entrepreneur? What the fuck is that going to do for you? If you're going to run a business that you start from the ground up by yourself, why the fuck do you need a degree to do that? Seriously. If you're a doctor and you're opening a practice, I don't really consider you an entrepreneur. I consider you a doctor that opened their own practice. You could be an entrepreneur on the side, but you're a doctor first. But if you're somebody who went and got a fucking business degree and you didn't put that business degree to use as far as a career, to get you in the door at some other fucking business, if you didn't do shit at a high level at another business, if you didn't make hundreds of thousands of dollars at another business before you made your business, what the fuck did you do this shit for? And the only way I would say that's justifiable is if you made a lot of money at a job after you got your degree, and then you took that money and invested that capital into the business that you created. Or even if you use some of the experience that you got from working a job that you got with your degree towards your entrepreneurship. But you just got to understand, if you watch Valuetainment, if you study entrepreneurship, college degrees and entrepreneurship don't go hand in hand. College degrees are for validation in the job market. College degrees, you would love to think that you're getting an education with college. You would love to think that you were getting the skills with college. But stupid motherfuckers, that takes care of education. Stupid motherfuckers graduate every day and then get to the job and are not proficient at the jobs and have to learn the jobs from the ground up. They have to learn the jobs from the ground up. So the skills aren't even where they need to be at. They're kind of not there, depending on the profession and stuff like that. So it's like that shit doesn't. Anyways, man, I'm going too deep about that. Homes crest generational wealth, she says. I don't even know what the fuck she means by crest. Fam, I just went and looked up the definitions of crest and like affixed at the top and some other shit, like the top of a hill and like homes don't define wealth. Homes absolutely don't determine wealth. Where the fuck did she get this info? It doesn't make you wealthy. Where the fuck did she get this information? Guess who had homes? Guess who owned their fucking homes? Old ass first generation homeowner black people somewhere between the motherfucking 20s and the 50s. They own them $7,000, $5,000, $10,000 ass houses. They own them shits. And with them owning them shits, where did that get their kids as far as wealth? Where did that crest the wealth for their kids? It doesn't, fam, I'm going to keep it so real with you. Even in the situation that I'm in as far as, my life. My parents owned a home. They had a mortgage. The only thing that did is gave me a place to go back to if I fucked up. That's it. That's all that did. It gave them stability, which in turn gave me some level of stability as far as a place to go back to if they open their doors and I wasn't able to pay my rent or something along those lines. What does that have to do with wealth? That has nothing to do with wealth, with actual wealth. I'm not even about to get into what wealth is or how you accumulate wealth. This is just some dumb shit said by a dumb motherfucker. So home buying is important for our community. I'm not even going to touch on that. Black women get money, hence why we demand you to have your own. I seen somebody in the comments say something real, and it was one of the top comments. They said the single black man understand that you get a home when you have the family. Let me say that again. You get the house when you have the family. So you buying a house is a single woman that expects to have a family, that wants a family. That is a big mistake. It's very stupid, if we're being honest. For a lot of reasons. One is you are a single individual taking on this debt in this economy. But I guess y'all get money, so it makes sense. But even then, are you really getting money for the type of crib that you're getting? Are you really getting money for the type of crib that you're getting? But then this is the other thing. You just said, black women get money, hence we demand you have your own. What if niggas thought like y'all and niggas bought houses before they had a family but intended to have a family? You got a house that you paid for, that you've been paying a mortgage for. I got a house that I got a mortgage loan for that I'm paying for. And we plan on having a family. It's foolish for both of us to keep both of the houses. Because I know everybody like that. She's talking about this getting money shit. Motherfuckers is hurting out here, man. Motherfuckers is not getting so much money that they could just have two houses. And even then, this is the thing about that. You want a dude to provide for you. You want the dude to make more money than you. which goes to the statement that she made. We expect you to have your own. No, you expect a nigga to have more than you. We see this shit all the time. And just to wrap it up as far as just this portion, it's like, you're going to sell your house. It's a big hassle for you to sell a house. It's not a rental. It's a whole process to sell a property. And even then, a property is going to have all types of shit in it. So it's one thing to rent a property. It's another thing to own a property. It's another thing to get with another guy that has a house, and then you want to move into his shit, and then now we got to do that, and then we got to combine our debt and all. But long story short, this is what you get, man. When you get this, when you have something like this, and you have guys putting out logical reasons why this could be happening, you get sour bitches like this.